set this afire a couple hours ago and it took me this long to get the tractor ready. Got a brand new grapple today. Pretty heavy duty one for me. This is pretty tough. It's built for a, I don't know, 35 to 50 horse tractor maybe. I don't know what they say on their site. We're gonna see if we can get this fire going again. It took me a little longer than I expected to get all set up here. Hey, I think I'll just show you the setup process. Let's take a look at that now. Before the fire gets burned down too far, I've got to put this front hose kit on. I've been putting this off for a while. I'm trying to get the rear third function, which is an option straight on the 3R series. I'm trying to get that routed to the front. Now, Deere offers a kit for that on their own. It's just a good bit more expensive. I believe it's $529 or somewhere like that right now. Of course, prices are changing rapidly at this point. So what I've done is I've got the Summit kit, which is $300. The differences are that the Summit kit uses rubber hoses instead of hard lines in a couple of areas. But I think the Deere kit actually uses rubber hoses in a part of it as well. So not a lot of difference here, no difference in functionality. We're basically got two sets of hoses, one pair here that's gonna route from the rear to the mid, right? Then we have another set of hoses that's gonna go from here from the mid down to the front. So that's really all there is to this. A few zip ties this time, so that I don't run over my hoses like before, and we'll be ready to go.
What are you doing?
I'm stretching this out so that it'll be at the right length of the wheelbase. It's interesting, I didn't have to make a new mark for the 3046R because it's the same wheelbase as the 2038R.
Interesting.
I don't think it matters exactly where you put them up through there. I think we just need to find an open area.
And what I was wondering is if I could run this, yeah. I ran one up between, is that okay, between two hard lines here?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay.
That way, if we ever break them, we'll really tear something up again.
Oh yeah, we'll tear them all to pieces.
But we know how to fix them.
Okay, there's a silver rod that's in here that I don't know if it's mechanical, if it's something that's, yep, I think it is.
It's the PTO lever, I think.
You actually plugging it in?
Almost. Go ahead.
With the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to zip tie all those. You got the other one all the way through too? Okay.
You know, I hate to tell you, one of them went under the hard lines back here, and one of them went over top.
And over top is probably what we want, isn't it? You decide which one you want, and then...
Hold on, I think I can change it without, I can change it.
Okay.
Without, yep, there we go.
This is the bracket that holds the hoses at the front of the loader. It's form-fitted to go around a pipe, and all these loaders have a pipe here, so that works for that. Makes it pretty universal. You'll see the same bracket on a lot of the Summit kits, and it works very well. I'll get these started here. Now be a little careful. This is fairly thin steel here. This is actually nice steel compared to the 1R, which I think has plastic. And we'll get that on there. It doesn't really have to be crazy tight. You don't have to bend anything. Just well enough to hold the hoses. Not quite sure the proper name of these. They've got two nuts and then a JIC fitting on this side, but then when you put an O-ring on a JIC fitting, you can make it fit an O-ring coupler. So that's what we're going to have. But these are made specifically to hold the hoses to this bracket. I'm not going to tighten any of this up yet. Just going to Get it hooked up here loose, make sure that we can get the hoses run where we need to run them. On the farm, we used to talk about duct tape and baling wire. We used more baling wire actually than duct tape. But now it seems to be the zip ties have replaced that as the go-to Mr. Fix-It. So that's what I'm going to use here, is just some zip ties to tie these hoses up. They sent several zip ties in the package, but right here at the end where it's going to get more stress, I'm actually going to use a little heavier zip tie than what they sent. I imagine theirs would work fine. I just always want to be sure that it doesn't get away from me. And then I'll use their lighter ones up here. So that's how this works. I'll tighten the rest of this stuff up, get the rest of the zip ties pinned down. And yes, I'll try to do a better job than I've done in the past so I don't break something. And then we've got to get out and get our fire all gathered up a little bit closer together. The middle burned out of it, but the outside didn't burn. Hey, before we go out, I want to show you again my favorite greasing technology. That's right, greasing. It's got a Z in it.
No, it doesn't.
Now, people are trying to ask about that. You grease something, it's a verb. When you look at grease, that's a noun. So grease is a noun, grease is a verb. Just trying to get some of your grammar straight so that when you want to speak Southern Illinois English. Yeah, that's where I grew up. Hey, Lube Shuttle, lube-shuttle.us, totally different greasing technology. I just took a tube out while it's in use. That's right, and you can stick that tube right back in there. And it does have to prime a little bit. You can take a long screwdriver if it's an almost empty tube like this, or when it's full, you can just give it a little shove down here with your thumb. The only reason this is used is to protect that tube, right? That's the only part of it. Now I'm showing you the electric version. You can order it. This is the 18-volt version. This one also has the extra long whip hose. And on this one I have a lock and lube. Now the lock and lube requires an adapter to fit on this gun. This is a metric grease gun. The adapter is available on my Amazon store, amazon.com/shop/tractortimewithtim. That's where you can get the adapter and the lock and lube. The rest of the gun, you can get a better deal on it if you will go to lube-shuttle.us/store. Use code TTWT and you'll get a nice discount on it. You got a lot more configuration options there too. You can configure which hose. You can bundle it with grease. I recommend the LI400. It's not what I've got in here right now because I'm using up some older grease, but the LI400 is a new grease they've got. I highly recommend it. You will love this system if you don't use a huge amount of grease in a year. You won't have grease coming out the bottom of your gun. You just don't have the same mess that you have with an old-fashioned grease gun. Try one out. That's right, this is the first time I've had the 3R on a Grapple. So it feels different. It's just so much stronger than the 2R and 1R that I've had. This is the Mini 327 from Precision Manufacturing. The Big Mouth 327. As you know, I really like double grapples, double clamps. Not sure if I can get the flames going again in there or not, but it seems like we got a lot of smoke and a lot of heat, so I'm optimistic. Let's get some more stuff to put on the fire. Don't see quite as well with this larger tractor. The hood's bigger, hood's wider, so my visibility is not quite as good. That's a trade-off with a tractor of any kind, and certainly as you get larger tractors, the visibility gets worse. I don't think the 5E, for instance, has very good visibility at all. I want to try to get all the stuff with nails in it pushed in anyway, before I start going in there any further. Think we'll get a flame in there, Christy? Oh, shoot. Still can't get that piece of pallet in there. What?
I see flame.
Oh yeah, there's flame. Remember when we used the tree saw? It's been 6 weeks ago. That's right, we still haven't picked up those trees. Now's the time. I don't know how much of this I can get. Got a bunch of it right here looking toward me, so trying to see if I can, don't want it to hurt the tractor. Boy, a lot more weight to really push on that and compress the tree. Oh my goodness, the hydraulic power. It's only been about a week since we did those mowing videos out here where you got to see the 12-foot turf batwing. The grass was all dry and burnt up. Looks totally different now. No way I'm gonna make it like this, probably. Let's see if I can get another bite. I know, don't carry your load high. Well, what else do you do? Fire got restarted. It's headed right toward the camera lady.
Wow.
You always get the raw end of the deal.
I do.
What do you think? One tree at a time, or you think I can just kind of go by the end here and get more than one?
I don't know.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, maybe I'll go with just that. Oh, Christmas tree, how lovely are your branches. Can we use this for our Christmas tree this winter?
No.
Let's see if I can push those around a little bit. Kind of crossways here. And then I'll see if I can grab them all. They're a little heavy on the left side. I have to move over a little bit. When you're picking up a load like this, you can feel whether your tractor's wanting to tip one way or the other. If so, you just have to grab your load in a different area. And you guys thought high school physics was useless. That's what you need to tell your high school kids. Physics is useful. Physics is one of my favorite classes. I thought I learned more in physics than almost any other class. Now, Catriel, on the other hand, she didn't like it at all. I've really enjoyed working with Precision Manufacturing. Bill there is just an incredible guy. He treats everyone with respect, almost over-the-top respect. It is fabulous. Customers, people that aren't customers, people that will never be customers, and even competitors. And in fact, that's one of my best stories. We had a dinner where we got together with a lot of our partners this last year. Where do you think Bill sat? Right beside or right across from our other grapple partner, Artillion. And the two of them are both just incredible people. I'm thankful to have good partners. And that's why we choose to work with certain companies, is because of just the quality of people they are. It really is incredible. Now, products are great too, and that same personal quality is what goes through to you. If you have an issue with these products, I am 100% confident that it will be taken care of.
Whew. This is my favorite chainsaw. That was easy.
You brought the saw. That's good.
Yep. There's one little limb.
I see it. I just got to get it. While you're in the mood, I think we've got 3 or 4 more of these little sprouts growing up in our pines and spruces down through here.
Oh.
I know there's one up behind me too, at least. Yeah, I can clean the rest of that up with a mower. That looks good.
Timber. Where's the next one?
Get that thing tilted just right. It's better than a garden rake. Yeah, leaving those in there hurts the trees. We got to get on them. Oh, there's another one.
Where?
There's one on the plow. One of the loads I brought in, I came in from that side, sort of the upwind side. And when I dropped it, it had green leaves like this, and it started crackling and going nuts. Right as I dropped it, the wind came right at me. Fire just came up really big in just a bunch of ashes. I think it was those leaves being burned really quickly. Came right at me. So I was focused on don't stand there long enough to get the hydraulic hoses or the tires or something like that on fire. What happened was all these ashes came at me that were hot, and I kind of burned my arms a little bit from those ashes, and I actually got a couple of burn marks here on the seat. So yeah, don't do like I did. The fire's burned down a little bit more. It's not as much of an issue, but it was really burning. And then I was coming in from that other side, so the wind was blowing them right toward me. Seems like there's a lot of don't do what I did lessons on this channel.
It was way in toward the trunk, so we didn't show cutting it down. It's good to get it out of there.
I see one more down there.
Looks like I have a tree.
My understanding was that you had to learn a lot about weather and all that for your drone license.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fly it over that fire.
Well, my question to you is, why did you allow me to start a fire on a 95-degree day?
That has nothing to do with me flying the drone, and I thought you were smarter than that.
That was an invalid assumption.
Oh boy.
Well, this made it easy. If we'd had to do this by hand, I would have had to wait for a cooler day.
Yes, for sure.
We'll let this burn down. If we don't get all of it on today, we'll just pile it back up there and it'll sit there for our next fire.
Yep.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you're interested in this grapple, you can get it at agfolks.com. Use code TTWT. Get a 5% discount. I believe the shipping's free, but I'm not sure. In any case, agfolks.com. Precision Mini 327. Big mouth. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. If you do not remain in me, you are like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned.
I forgot to say it.
Well, you were busy.
Yeah, exactly. Whew,
It's hot.
it's hot.
You stink.
Oh, thanks.
You smell like smoke.
Yeah.